we told you guys up here that Cardi B announced her album was done a while ago. We spoke about what she said about it. And then we came back and told you she announced a new single was coming. So Outside has come out. It came out on Friday, what's today's date? 23rd. So what's that, like the 21st or something? I believe so. 21. 21. Can you do something for me? It was the 20th. So on the 20th, Outside came out. That is currently circulating, buzzing. But Cardi made another announcement today, and is that her album, quote, not quote, her album titled "Am I the Drama?" question mark, will be coming out on September 19th. And the pre-order link is already available. This is not an ad. Cardi didn't pay us. And I thought, man, that's really exciting. Cardi's album is finally coming. The single's out. People are reacting to it in a good way. So from what I've seen, people seem to be really digging it so far. And I was excited. I was excited for Cardi. I was excited that finally Cardi fans will get what they want. And we'll be able to just hear some new Cardi music as a populace, as a culture. But then I saw something that really made me feel weird. And now I don't know how to feel. I'm not trying to hate on Cardi. I'm just really confused. And I hope that people seeing this can put their thoughts in the comments. But Complex Music put out a post that says Cardi B's upcoming album has already sold 1.5 million units. And when I read that headline, I said, damn, Cardi is killing it. She must have crazy pre-saves, pre-orders already. That's amazing. But then I read the caption, and this is where I kind of got a little lost. It says, Cardi B's 23-track sophomore album will include WAP Up and Outside. These tracks have helped boost the album's unit equivalence move before the project is even released in full. And so I know that this is a rule. I understand that X amount of streams equal physical units. Cool. I understand that if you put a song that you already had out on your album and it's the same length, those numbers, those streams and physical units, quote unquote, moved or sold are supposed to then transfer over to the new album. Example, WAP is going to transfer over to Cardi's album, but this is part of my confusion. WAP came out in 2021. 4 years later, she's allowed to just bring that over and it transfers. There's no time frame on this. So can I put like a new album out and put a song from 2009 on it? I'm really confused about how this works and confused by the move because maybe I'm bugging out. Or wasn't WAP Meg's single and Cardi was featured on it? Maybe I'm misremembering and it was Cardi's single and Meg was on it. That's fine. I'm not even mad about whose song it belongs to, quote unquote. I'm just confused as to why this is on the project and why this is allowed to transfer this way. Also, isn't 23 songs a lot of music? Even with these 3 singles that we know about that came out in vastly different time frames, because it says right here, WAP came out in 2020, Up came out in 2021, Outside, I just said just came out. And so here's these songs from 4 and 5 years later coming over. I don't know, I'm confused. But even with those 3 songs coming over, Outside I got no beef with. I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. I'm not even saying WAP shouldn't be there. I'm just confused as to why this is allowed. And I don't know, like, for me, this kind of took some of the air out of the balloon. I'm not going to say all the air. That would be an exaggeration. I still am excited for Cardi B and for Cardi B fans. I just feel like, isn't this kind of whack that already she's able to do this? Because it means her album is already a success, even though we really have not heard shit from it. I understand. There are 20 more tracks. And so people would say, man, you're hating. There's a lot of new music. But that new music is not what made her already platinum. And that's kind of my confusion. I'm not saying Cardi is not capable of going platinum. I'm not saying Cardi doesn't deserve to go platinum. I haven't heard enough to be able to say that. I mean, so I'm just confused by this. I guess we'll see what happens. Once again, the day for her album release is September 19th. I just think this is a weird situation. And maybe that has nothing to do with Cardi. I'm not even blaming Cardi. I'm just speaking about the rules of the industry and the streams being carried over uh, to this new project. So that's where I'm at. I'm just a little confused, but exciting times for Cardi B and Cardi B fans. Um, I guess we'll see how things go. I hope everything goes well. I think 23 songs is a lot for today's music fans. But I also see the other side where, yeah, it's true. On this hand, people are used to shorter albums. On the flip side, it's been 7 years. And so perhaps you just want to give your audience a good amount of music because it's been so long. So I see both sides. What I wonder is how this will play out once the album drops. I wonder, will Cardi fans feel like this is too much? Or they'll feel like, man, it's great to have this much music because we've been waiting so long. I don't know the answer. I'm curious to see how it goes. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is this something that you think is a good idea or a bad idea, the 23 songs?